Today is Sunday, September 17th. We are at the East Gate Winding River Trail. We're going to take a ride down Port Harbor Parkway to see the results of the storm. You can see the one dead Washingtonian, which unfortunately was not affected by the storm. That's one we have planned for removal. The residents only gate sign here was down, but the sign itself is okay. We just need a new bracket. The other Washingtonian right next to it took some damage to the base of it, but appears to be okay. Entranceway itself was all right once we resumed power and communication. That gate started functioning again. So now we are heading west on Port Harbor Parkway. So we're between Winding River Trail right now and Grand Estuary. Looks like the trees on our property line here pretty good. There's some stuff that's down in some of the preserve and lake areas on the inside, but it looks like it just fell within the preserve, at least from what we can see from here. I'm going to pan over so you can see all the oak trees that are in the middle of Port Harbor Parkway down here. So here's Grand Estuary Trail. So this stop sign looks like it was turned. We had a problem with this barrier arm and the barrier arm motor, so we're going to have that looked at on Monday. It was not lifting the barrier arm up high enough, so somebody took it out, and it is bent, so we're going to either have to replace the barrier arm and possibly do a little bit of work to the motor itself. Here's where there were some oak trees back in the middle of Port Harbor Parkway. We have quite a few trees down in the middle of Port Harbor Parkway, which is Heritage Harbor, so it looks like they've started to remove some of those trees. See there's a snap and a half. We're at golf maintenance now. Golf maintenance, so looks like they came out okay. Continuing to look at the trees along the berm and the trees out here in the middle of Port Harbor Parkway as we continue east down Port Harbor. So this is the tributary course on the other side, and the trees on the berm here all look pretty good. Didn't take any losses here. The center of Port Harbor Parkway there. Panning back over to the property line here. See minimal tree damage in this area here. There's a waste area. There's a tree panning back over. So this is the part of Port Harbor Parkway here between River Strand Boulevard and Grand Estuary Trail, where you can see there are quite a few of the oak trees on Heritage Harbor property that are down. Panning back over to the higher ridge here on River Strand property. We're not seeing any trees down on our side here. We got something coming up here. Yeah, so here we've got a couple of trees that are down. Try and pull over here and go back and look at that one. So you can see there's the model sign for indicating River Strand Boulevard and the stop sign. So, okay, so it looks like this is the area where we have some common area damage coming up on trees over here. So I believe this is tributary number 7 or 8 hole. So we've got a pine tree down, and I believe that's an oak tree right there. So hopefully, depending on the size of these trees and their health, if they can be cut back and then lifted back up. Trying to look at the root structure here. Hard to tell with all the mulch that's around it if it can be lifted back up. So that's the pine tree coming down out of this oak tree that came down. Boy, you can see the root structure on this one, how it came out. It's right here on the top of this berm here, so it's a good break. Wow, got a bubbler down there that you can see, but that pretty much snapped off at the bottom. This one would take some substantial trimming in order to be made usable again. So again, an oak and a pine down here between River Strand Boulevard and Grand Estuary Trail. I would say approximately 200 yards from River Strand Boulevard. So walking back towards River Strand Boulevard now, you can see there's one other tree that's down much closer to the waterfall itself. And again, there's the middle of the boulevard itself. You can see they got a tree. That tree is partially in the road, so people need to be careful driving east on Port Harbor Parkway past River Strand Boulevard. Home sign. I believe that's another oak tree. So I'm now approximately 50 to 100 yards from River Strand Boulevard. That's Stony Brook we're looking back at now. Coming around. Oh boy. This one looks like it might be snapped at the base. We can see the root structure coming out. Okay, now, well, it came down. See the bubbler right there. And yeah, you can see where the root structure kind of came out. So between River Strand Boulevard and Grand Estuary Trail, we have 3 trees down. I don't know if this is an oak or an elm, but we have 2 either oak trees and 1 pine tree that are down in this area.